हमारे राम आ गए हैं। ये भव्य राम मंदिर साक्षी बनेगा भारत के उत्कर्ष का, भारत के उदय का। ये भव्य राम मंदिर साक्षी बनेगा भव्य भारत के अभ्युदय का, विकसित भारत का।
The 22nd of January 2024, the date that now marks a milestone in India's rich religio-cultural history. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived at the Ram Janmabhoomi temple in Ayodhya for the much-anticipated consecration ceremony. To the blowing of conch shells, Modi made his way towards the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. And after the consecration ceremony, the Ram idol was revealed to the world. The idol depicts Lord Ram as a 5-year-old child in a standing posture holding a golden bow and arrow. The 51-inch magnificent black stone idol has been crafted by Mysuru-based sculptor Arun Yogiraj. The weight of the Balak Ram idol is between 150 and 200 kilograms. 3 feet in width, it stands 4.24 feet high.
हमारे राम लला अब टेंट में नहीं रहेंगे। हमारे राम लला अब इस दिव्य मंदिर में रहेंगे।
The grand temple of the Hindu god Ram stands at the site that is believed to be Ram's birthplace. The temple is built on a 2.67-acre site inside a 70-acre complex, and only the first phase is ready. The second and final phase is expected to be completed by December 2025. The project is estimated to cost 15 billion Indian rupees or $181 million and is entirely funded by donations from within the country. The Balak Ram idol was consecrated amid grand celebrations in the town. Devotees danced and chanted religious hymns across the decorated streets of Ayodhya.
राम मंदिर प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के इस आयोजन से पूरा विश्व जुड़ा हुआ है। उसमें राम की सर्वव्यापकता के दर्शन हो रहे हैं। जैसा उत्सव भारत में है, वैसा ही अनेक देशों में है।
And not just India, the celebration transcended borders as people across the world joined hands and organized events to commemorate this momentous occasion. In New York, the Indian diaspora illuminated Times Square with huge images of Lord Ram. almost a dozen events were held across the United States to celebrate the Ram Mandir ceremony. In Sydney, the Indian community organized a car rally to celebrate the occasion. Querétaro, a city in Mexico, celebrated the inauguration of its first Lord Ram temple. The people of the island nation of Mauritius stood united in celebration of the spiritual milestone unfolding in Ayodhya. The Indian diaspora lit earthen lamps at temples, and verses of the Ramayan part echoed through the corridors of these temples. The Janaki temple in Nepal decked up with lights as hymns of Lord Ram and Sita echoed in the city. The Ram temple consecration was even celebrated in Sri Lanka, the country that is inextricably connected with the epic Ramayan. The grand consecration ceremony also marked the birth of a new global religious tourist spot in India, one that is expected to attract over 50 million tourists per year, as per global brokerage firm Jefferies. That's higher than Mecca's 20 million and Vatican City's 9 million visitors per year. Jefferies' report highlights Ayodhya as a catalyst for boosting India's tourism industry, transforming the ancient city from a quiet town to a global religious and spiritual tourist hotspot akin to Mecca and the Vatican. And the cornerstone of this transformation is the new Ram temple, constructed at a cost of $181 million. Now that the temple is open for tourists, Ayodhya is poised to witness a drastic rise in religious tourism.
The number of tourists that will be eventually coming into Ayodhya will be somewhat in the ratio of 10:1. So for every one resident of Ayodhya, there are going to be 10 tourists coming into the city, which implies obviously that a whole bunch of jobs are going to be created, whether it is with the new airport or whether it's the railway station or whether it's the hotel industry, whether it is the FMCG industry. So I believe that there will be enormous potential that is created, enormous employment potential that is created in Ayodhya once all of these plans are actually put in place.
The very first day after the inauguration saw thousands of visitors. Here are some key infrastructural enhancements that have been implemented to facilitate Ayodhya's growing tourism. Roads in this temple town have undergone a massive makeover. The road that leads to the under construction Ram temple is being widened and laid with pavement blocks. Houses and shops on both sides are being remodeled. A host of infrastructural projects will not only boost tourism in and around the city, but also turn the city into a regional growth hub that will spur business and economic activity. Phase 1 of the new airport, operational at a cost of $175 million, can currently handle 1 million passengers. With additional domestic capacity and an international terminal expected by 2025, boasting a capacity of 6 million passengers. The railway station's capacity has doubled to accommodate 60,000 passengers per day, and a 1,200-acre greenfield township is in the planning stages, accompanied by improved road connectivity. To handle the daily arrivals of thousands of devotees, Ayodhya's hospitality sector is undergoing a major upgrade. Renowned hotel chains are setting up their branches in Ayodhya, and around 50 significant hotel development initiatives are in progress in the city. Ayodhya is becoming a focal point in the hotel industry. The $10 billion makeover, encompassing a new airport, revamped railway station, township, improved road connectivity and more, is anticipated to generate an economic multiplier effect in and around Ayodhya.
We're not just simply empowered at a political level to really raise humanity. We need to be empowered at this spiritual level, not by an exclusive deity, but by a power of wisdom, peace, compassion, and dharma, which Sri Ram brings. And this then is kind of setting forth Ayodhya as the spiritual capital of Bharat, and to some extent as the spiritual capital of the world, a place where we can all come together in unity and also in transcendence.
And not just Ayodhya. Tourist footfall is expected to increase at all the temples that Prime Minister Modi visited during his 11-day ritual before the consecration event at Ayodhya. From Panchavati in Maharashtra to Dhanushkodi in Tamil Nadu, let's take a look at these temples where Lord Ram had set foot, as mentioned in the epic Ramayan. The Prime Minister's journey began on the 12th of January in Maharashtra's Nasik, where he visited the Kalaram temple on the banks of the river Godavari in the Panchavati area of the city. The Prime Minister performed Jal Pujan and Aarti while several priests sang Ram hymns. The name Panchavati means the land of 5 banyan trees. According to the Ramayan, Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman and Goddess Sita, after the 10th year of their 14-year exile, lived along the banks of the Godavari for a couple of years. On the 16th of January, Prime Minister Modi went southwards, over 1,000 kilometers away, to Lepakshi in Andhra Pradesh, and visited the Veerbhadra temple. During his visit, Prime Minister Modi chanted bhajans and also heard verses from the Ranganatha Ramayan, the Telugu rendition of the Ramayan. Lepakshi, which means rise, O bird, in Telugu, holds a special place in Ramayan. Lepakshi is believed to be the site where Jatayu, the giant eagle, intercepted the abduction of goddess Sita by Ravan. It is in Lepakshi that the dying Jatayu, having conveyed crucial information about goddess Sita's captivity, was granted moksha, a divine liberation by Lord Ram. Another place that tells a similar story of Jatayu's battle of valor is located in Chadaya Mangalam in the district of Kollam of Kerala. This is the Jatayu Nature Park. It holds the distinction of having the world's largest bird sculpture of Jatayu. Standing at an altitude of 350 meters above sea level, the sculpture on the hilltop is one of the most visited sites by tourists.
Chadaya Mangalam, which is in the Kollam district in Kerala. And this place is known for this massive rock, which is known as the Jatayu rock or the Jatayu Para, which is where the bird Jatayu is said to have fallen after being struck down by Ravan. And in fact, there is a place known as Lepakshi. That place, Lepakshi, where does that name come from? It comes from 2 words, Le and Pakshi, meaning Ramchandra ji telling the bird, Jatayu, to get up. Lepakshi.
Tracing back Modi's journey, around 250 kilometers from Jatayu Nature Park is the Sri Ramaswamy Temple, Triprayar, in Kerala's Thrissur district. The Prime Minister also offered prayers at the Lord Krishna Temple in Guruvayur. From Kerala to Tamil Nadu, Modi's next stop on his pilgrimage was on the 20th of January. At the Ranganatha Swami temple in Tamil Nadu's Tiruchirappalli, where he received blessings from an elephant. The temple, one of the oldest and most revered in the country, houses the reclining form of Lord Vishnu, known as Sri Ranganatha Swami. Legend has it that Lord Ram gave Ravan's brother Vibhishan an idol of the reclining Vishnu as a sign of gratitude for helping him during the Lanka war. From Trichy, PM Modi moved further south, around 230 kilometers away, to the popular pilgrimage destination Rameshwaram. Modi visited the famous Arulmigu Ramanatha Swami temple, one of the Char Dhams, where after the war, Lord Ram is said to have installed a shivling.
The significance here is that this is where Ram built his bridge across the sea in order to reach Lanka, in order to rescue Sita. And of course, here you also have the Ramanatha Swami temple, which is one of the 12 Jyotirlinga temples, a major pilgrimage site. Ram is said to have worshipped Shivji here before embarking on his quest to rescue Sita.
The Prime Minister concluded his tour of Ram temples by visiting the Kodhanda Ramaswamy temple in Dhanushkodi, just a stone's throw from Rameshwaram. The name Kodhanda Rama means Ram with the bow. This is so because it is believed that Lord Ram had broken the Ram Setu, the bridge built by his Vanar Sena to reach Lanka, using his bow and arrow after the war. The epic Ramayan has been popular in India for millennia. Based on Valmiki's Ramayan, which is in Sanskrit, the story describes the life of King Ram of Ayodhya. In Valmiki's Ramayan, Ram was born and lived as a man. Valmiki's story became so popular over the centuries that people started worshipping Ram as a god because of his intrinsic divine qualities. While the epic was written in many other languages, the next popular among those was the Ramayan by Kamban that appeared in South India after many centuries. In Kamban's Tamil epic Rama Avatar, Ram was born as a man and became a god by his exemplary qualities. Ramayan became popular much beyond Indian shores. The central woman character in the epic Ramayan and the protagonist's wife, goddess Sita's birthplace, is believed to have been in modern-day Nepal. Nepal celebrates the belief with a Janaki Mandir in Janakpur. Over the decades, Janakpur has become a key pilgrimage site for the Hindus of Nepal and India, at par with the Pashupatinath Mandir in Kathmandu. And the proposed Ramayan circuit is expected to further boost the number of Indian tourists visiting Nepal. The Ramayan circuit includes major pilgrimage sites in India and Nepal that are related to the era of Ramayan, such as Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh and Janakpur in Nepal. In Sri Lanka, widely identified as Valmiki's mythical Lanka, the epic continues to inspire the faith of millions of people on the island and beyond. According to Hindu mythology, Sri Lanka was the kingdom of Ravan, the 10-headed demon king who abducted goddess Sita. It is said that Ravan kept Sita captive in a cave around the Sigiriya rock. It is one of the most photographed landmarks in Sri Lanka. Cultural relations and promotion of tourism between India and Sri Lanka were the focus of the talks between Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Sri Lankan High Commissioner to India Ashok Milinda Moragoda in May last year. The two leaders had detailed discussions on developing the places related to the Ramayan period in Sri Lanka so that citizens of India get an opportunity to visit the Ramayan sites in Sri Lanka. The epic Ramayan is one of the greatest influences in Southeast Asia. This is the historic city of Ayodhya. The second capital of the Siamese kingdom, now Thailand, is named after Lord Ram's capital of Ayodhya. The great epic is believed to have reached the region as early as the 7th century through trade routes from South India.
In the Ramakian, remember that the influence of the Ramayan on Thailand was so great that all the monarchs of Thailand continued to occupy the title of King Rama, the current monarch being King Rama X. And the ancient capital was Ayodhya, which was based on the Ayodhya that we now know. In fact, the kingdom was called Siam. Where does that word Siam come from? That word Siam comes from Sham, which is the complexion of Ram. Or in Malaysia, we have another epic known as the Hikayat Seri Ram. Of course, there are variations in all of these stories.
It is widely believed that the Ramayan came to Indonesia around the 8th or 9th century. Written in the old Javanese language, it was known as the WION Ramayan. In 2019, to mark 70 years of diplomatic ties between India and Indonesia, Jakarta released a commemorative stamp based on the theme of Ramayan. The stamp depicts a scene in which Jatayu fights to save Sita. Have you ever heard the tale of Ravan's daughter Suvarnmaka, who tries to stop Hanuman from building the bridge to Sri Lanka but falls in love with him instead? Well, it can be found in Cambodia's poetic adaptation of Ramayan, Riamkar, which means glory of Ram. There are hundreds of retellings of the Ramayan. It is a cultural phenomenon that has transcended borders and continues to be celebrated across the world. That's why, while the main ceremony was being held in Ayodhya, enthusiasm among the devotees of Lord Ram was palpable across India and beyond. The opening of the Ram temple in the transformed city of Ayodhya is creating a glorious chapter in India's history and is expected to lead the country into a new era.